Hello, and welcome to Andrew Broussard Watercolors. Today, I'm playing around with water-soluble oil paints, and this is my third one. I've been staying within phthalo blue, ivory black, or is it lamp black? I should check. Let's see, I'm sorry about that. A lamp black, raw umber, and burnt umber. I'm using 4x6 surface. This is mainly for paint, practice, as well as explore, and also kind of minimize costs for surfaces. And it's linen, universal prime. My brushes are still dirty from the last one. I'm just rolling right into another painting. And I did feel like I learned quite a bit from the last one. So I'll probably pull a lot of ideas from that one. So just going to start with toning the canvas, just a mixture of the blue and whatever mud I have on there. I'm using water with the water soluble to thin them out. I do find that it does create some areas of resist, or areas where it kind of just gets pushed around. I can hear. But my previous painting had a very nice evening type feel to it. And that's what I want to go for. Yesterday, I had played around with the lamp black and the vermilion hue, which was a lot of fun. And finding just these little mixtures for these tiny landscape paintings, it's a lot of fun. And then the goal would be, if you all like these, I could easily mail them out for cheap. And then for framing purposes, it should be easy to find a 4x6, 5x7 frame for affordable price that looks nice. That would work for y'all. Okay, so I was playing with a gradation of the raw sienna and the phthalo blue in the sky. I think my first one was mainly just raw sienna. Then using the blue mixed into it, pushed it more into a evening type painting. And when I tried to erase back using the water to the white of the canvas, it seemed to have erased the raw sienna and not the blue, which this blue is kind of staining. Did use a wet brush to scrub back, almost like in watercolor, and that did do the trick. So that was quite cool. Now I do have traditional oil paints, and I do plan on using them most likely over the top of these, mixing them with Galkid and creating glazes. I think that you can use linseed oil, modified linseed oil, probably a linseed oil that is water soluble, but I've never used linseed oil, traditional or not, for glazing. From what I understand, there's the concept of fat over lean, fat being oil, and you want to have more oil in layers to, I think, prevent cracking and splitting of the surface. There's a whole bunch of stuff written online about it, and that's a rabbit hole that you can choose to fall down if you would so like. Here is a mixture of the raw sienna and the burnt umber and the phthalo blue. I think that I should add, and this is just kind of talking and speculation, that if you choose to use oils, you're going to come to the decision yourself if it's something you want to do in one sitting, painting a la prima in one go. If it's something that you want to come back to day after day, or if it's something you want to, dry, glaze on top of, you can get different effects. You can look at these things and explore these different effects. And like I said, it's going to be up to you, and you're going to decide what you want to do with it. If you go the route where you're spending multiple days on something, if the paint isn't drying between sessions, I don't think it's really an issue having to pay attention to it. But if it is drying or you are glazing, I think that's where you have to really watch what you're adding and what's taking place with it. I know people use the liquid. I guess it's kind of like the Galkid. Galkid, I think, could be kind of summed up as like a quick drying / thinning medium. I think liquid could be looked at as the same way, but it's not the same mixture. If you know what the difference is, or if you have a link to the difference, you can post them down below if anybody's written any articles about it. Unfortunately, like I said, you can go down the rabbit hole of it and look at stuff and read books on it. There's books about the traditional method, and there's painters that obviously use the traditional method. There's one that I don't own, but I've mentioned before, Virgil Elliott. He has, I think, just traditional oil painting is what it's called. I think it's like a $50 to $100 something book, but I think it goes into immense detail into pigments, surfaces, canvases, just traditional methods. And throw some burnt sienna in the sky. Burnt umber, sorry. I've been using this El Cheapo brush. I think it was like $2. Black Swan Creative Mark from, I think Jerry's is where I got it. The buy one, get one. And I've just been dipping that in water and using that to erase back to the white. It is a little bit easier than wiping back to the white on this surface. have titanium white, but I have a lot of difficulty with painting the type of sunrise over the trees or the sunset over the trees. But it's just something that I don't try enough of and explore enough of. People like Eric Kopel have videos out showing how to paint, like the Hudson River Valley painters. There might be some stuff worth learning from that. And I think Eric Kopel might have some live videos that he does on Instagram, if that's something y'all are interested in looking into. Here we go. I like how we're able to quickly change that from kind of a grassy plain to a watery surface with reflection on it. I really do enjoy oil painting. It's so much fun, so relaxing, and it's funny how easy it is to get a fast and loose tonalist painting completed, or at least the beginning stages of something that you might want to play on top of at a later date. That's one of the reasons I switched to the panels, is that the panels are 1/8 of an inch thick, while stretched over bars about 3/4, and they just take up so much room. I want to talk to my buddy Bill about making a wet panel holder for these sizes. I would like to also explore the plein air painting with them. That was one of the goals with getting the water-soluble oils. The weather and the wind, I mentioned in the past, it might just be a winter thing down here in Louisiana, where it just gets so windy that your stuff would be flying everywhere. I would like to get a pochette box that's small in the 5x7 or the 4x6. And that's kind of one of the current goals up on the Patreon and the Ko-Fi, is to get enough kind of rolling donations and subscription to pay for those. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned, but you're always welcome to follow along with anything that I do. You're always welcome to sign your own name. You have my express permission to sell anything you do whenever you follow along. I want you guys to have fun, be successful, and to have art supplies. And you'll find that even if there's something that you think nobody would like, there are people that would like it, and your family members, your friends would love to have some of your work, especially when you're first starting out, for them to have original pieces. My friend Barry, his father unfortunately had passed away recently, and Barry's in another state, and his father was up in New York. And I called him up and we were talking. He's like, I still have that painting of a lady on the wall from you. I'm like, what painting of a lady? And it was a painting that I had done when I had lived on Long Island. So This is back prior to 2009. And I had done it in the Fauvist style of painting. And he has it on his wall, framed. And that's just the coolest thing, that stuff from my beginning years of painting are out there, and that somebody is appreciating it and that has it. And because you'll read about artists who will go through and either like burn their paintings, tear up their paintings, get rid of them because they're taking up space, they're not happy with them, etc. And I've had times where I had starts of oils on canvas that I had gotten rid of. So those will, unfortunately never be seen again. But there's stuff out there that I might have gotten rid of if a friend hadn't said, "Oh, I want that." So that's cool. There's a friend of mine in New York, Miss Marlin. She has quite a few of my paintings, and she always said to everybody else, start collecting them now before he becomes famous. Not that I'm famous or anything like that now, it's just, you'll have friends and family that think like that, and that's really special. So it's something for you all to keep in mind. Am I getting too much of a glare from this light? Ooh, that looks good. I like these groups of trees that you find in tonalist paintings. Down here in Louisiana, even though a lot of the tonalist stuff was, I think the Northeast, you'd see a lot of like a group of trees within a painting. And down here in Louisiana, you'll see that element as well. Oh, I flipped the whole brush. Wow. I've mentioned that I like to go longboarding. That's been my exercise of choice lately. I haven't been weightlifting or powerlifting lately. That's taken a back burner. But where I found to ride, I started taking little videos of it that I'm going to post to those super shorts that are great examples of aerial and atmospheric perspective, linear perspective, etc. But also, I ride along the cane fields or the cow pastures, and you'll see a cluster of trees in the middle of a cane field or within a cow pasture. And I think for cow pastures, the obvious reason is for shade, that the farmers left that there. I'm not sure why it's there amongst the cane fields, but I see a lot of them, just the groups. This is my second day working with the 4x6. I feel like it's more than enough, which I'm very pleased about. I want to get some more lamp black in that spot. I'm going to wind up ending today's painting session after this painting, so I try not to put too much pigment out, just because I've talked about how I have bad oil painting habits with time-wise and going back to a painting, and how they'll just get wasted if I try to put them in the fridge or hold on to them. think I'm going to order more of these surfaces after this. So that's some current art goals. The plein air painting and the water soluble. And of course with the watercolor, if you've been following my watercolor videos, I've been playing with lamp black and earth pigments. I really like this palette. The lone tree would have sufficed. Bringing this fella into it was fun. I felt like I needed to put this guy here after that to kind of balance out the painting. There was a lot of weight on this side. And people will argue if tonalist paintings have people in them or not. I think traditionally they don't really have it, or maybe there's a sole person observing. There's often signs of a life, sometimes maybe an old farm or a fence. But you can put those elements in if you'd like. In the past I've scraped little people in sitting around a watering hole. I think that was after looking at a lot of Hudson River Valley painters. Thomas Moran especially. I'm very pleased with this. I know I keep saying that. Okay. And of course I've been talking about how I've just been scraping my name in. I may start just doing my initials to start minimizing the area that it's taking up. I don't have too long of a name. I hope you enjoyed. So, of course, please like, subscribe, follow. And if you want to show me and tag me or send me what you've been painting, I would love to see your results. On that note, you'll have a great day. Take care. Bye.